Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tipsy, where we actually provide you with top tips to meet your specific needs. So, today we are actually going to be sharing with you a top number one strategy that you can actually use to predict an under 3.5 goals when it concerns soccer match predictions. In this today's episode, we are actually going to be sharing with you how you can actually find under 3.5 goal matches with Prima Tips. So if you're new to this channel, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we create a new video or tutorial. So the first step you actually want to take is to make sure to locate your Play Store, click on it directly, and inside of the search, as you can see here, make sure to type Prima Tip App and click on search. Once you do that, you are going to be displayed with the result that looks like this from the images as you can see here. And once the installation has been completed successfully, make sure to navigate the open button and click on open, and you are going to be taken to the inside of the app. Once you see a front page that actually looks like this, what you want to do as the next step is to locate this eye icon that you can see here. Click on the eye and make sure that you change or switch the category of selection here to under 3.5 over stroke under 3.5. Since we are dealing with under 3.5 goal, I'll click on this selection and this will actually change. And once as I'm here, you can see there is a plus 3.5 here and minus 3.5 here, which actually stand for over 3.5 or under 3.5. But since we are dealing with under 3.5 goal strategy, I will actually want you to look at this area that says T stroke O in this line. Once as you are here, if you scroll down, you are going to see a lot of matches that are actually here, and based on under or over, you can see the odds range has also been given. As an example, in I Ali Cairo versus Kuton Sport, you can see it is actually under with an odd of 1.73. But what is the strategy to actually implement in this case when it comes to predicting under 3.5 goal with Prima Tips? The tips here or the trick to use is actually to make sure that the out of range which we are actually going to pick is should be between 1.10 and maximum 1.25. It means that the out range for under 3.5 goal should be between 1.10 and 1.25. So what we are going to do is only to locate those games whose odd range are between 1.10 and 1.25. As an example, in this case, we have a match between Gimnasia playing with Colon Santa Fe. We are actually going to be pointing out three more very important sections that you should look at when it concerns this under 3.5 goal match predictions so that you are actually going to come out with the best choice. In this case of Gimnasia with Colon Santa Fe, you can see that the odds is 1.20, which is between our line of odds of 1.10 and 1.25. So this actually meets our need of having that odd range. I will now click on the match directly, and they're actually going to redirect me inside of the match, which I can actually make that prediction. The next step you actually want to take is to come to this section that says coefficient. It is the next very important area to look at. Once as you are at coefficient, what you want to do is to locate this area that says under 3.5, this minus 3.5 sign. If you look at this row, we have minus 1.5, plus 2.5, minus 2.5, but just make sure to locate only this minus 3.5 as you can see here. Now, what you want to look at is to look at the percentage range of an under 3.5 goal to occur. In this case, we have 85%. So what you are going to look at is to make sure that the range of in percentage of under 3.5 goal to occur should be at least more than 65%. In this case, we have 85%, which is good, and it has actually passed the next test. So now we are still going to scroll down and check the most recent head-to-head between these teams. You can see that the most recent 2 or 3 matches played, most of the time we had an under 3.5 goal, which is also a good sign to tell us that an under 3.5 goal is a very big possibility. But we are not going to conclude here. We still have 2 areas to look at to make sure that we conclude this match. The areas are actually make sure that you scroll until you're going to arrive an area that actually says team league statistics. As you can see here, both of the teams, that team league statistics. What you want to look at is to, first of all, the first point to look at first is to look at this area that says over 2.5. We are dealing with under 3.5 goal. Let's not forget. But we are actually wanting to look at over 2.5. If the percentage of over 2.5 goal for these two teams is at least between 0% to 35% as maximum, then it is very good. In this case, it is 20% for the home team and 20% for, which is very, very good. It is between our range limit of 0% and maximum 35%. If you look at this and this pass the test, what you want to do is to make sure that you look now at the area, which is the next area to look at, that says average scored and average concede. What you want to look at is to make sure that the average scored and average concede, especially for that score, should be between 0% to 1.20, and that of concede should also be 0% and 1.50 as maximum. In this case, 1.20, this one is 0.60, which is less than 1.20. This is 0.60, which is less than 1.20. It has passed the next test. This one, as an average for concede, it is 1.20, which is below 1.50. It has passed the next test. And this is 1.40, which is below 1.50. Once that has been met, you actually want to make sure that the last step to look at is to look at the number of matches these teams have played. That is, you can see here, this is the team table. Make sure to come to the team table and make sure that the team has actually played a minimum of at least 3 games. That is, it can be between 3 games and going upward. If it is 2 games, avoid it. If it is 3, consider. 4, yes. 5, good. So in this case, it is 5. This match, Cologne Santa's Fair has played 5 matches and its opponent has also played 5, because rating based on the calculation is according to the number of matches played. In some cases, they might give you the calculation of percentages with no match or less than 2 match, and you might think that maybe this is good, and you make a choice and it actually do not end well because you did not check the number of match which have actually been played. So once that has been met, then you can go ahead to pick that match as an under 3.5 goal. Make sure to move one step behind. You are going to choose the next and try to see if this strategy will apply. In this case, I'm going for this match between Platense and Central Cordoba. It is the odd range of 1.18, which is our odd range of between 1.10 and maximum 1.25. I'll click on it directly, and the first thing I want to look at is to make sure I screw to check at this area, which is under 3.5, as you can see here, and make sure that the average rating in terms of percentage should be more than 65. In this case, it is 76, which is already more than 65. So it has passed that next test. I want to go next and make sure that you can check the league table to make sure that it has played at least more than 2 games. That is 3 games and more. In this case, it is 5 and 5, which is good. It has passed the next test. Now I want to go to the table where both of these teams are actually found. I want to go to the table to check the statistics. Here in this case, you can see this is it here. It is actually team league statistic. I want to go and check for over 2.5. In this case, you can see over 2.5 go here. I said it should be 20% and maximum 35%. In this case, we actually have 80%. 80% is too much. In this case, just avoid it to make sure that you have the best ticket. This test has not been passed. This is 80%. It is already more than maximum of our 35%. So avoid that match and go back. This is how you are going to know which game has actually been between the odd range which we have selected, but inside of the statistics, we have a problem. This is the case where if you go to choose under 3.5 goal, it will not end well. Okay, as an example, you can see this match has already played. It has ended as 0-0. Let's try to check to see what actually is in there. It is between our odd range of 1.11, which is between 1.10 and 1.25 as maximum, just as we have stated. But if I click on it, I want to check if this actually meets our rule. Now, let's go to the area of coefficients, as you can see here, and you can see that under 3.5 was 85%. It has passed that test. I want to scroll more down to make sure that I check on the table. It has played at least more than 3 matches. That's 4 and 4. You can see it has passed the next test. I want to move down and make sure that I check for over 2.5. You can see here, Over 2.5 here, it is 25% and 0%. This 25% is less than 35%, and this 0% is less than 35%. It has passed the next test, which is very, very good. Also, I want to move to the next, which is actually average scored and average conceit. You can see for scored, I say it should be at least between 0 to 1.20. You can see 1 is less than 1.20, which is good. 0.5 is less than 1.20, which is good. And average conceit should be between 1 or 0 to 1.50 as maximum. In this case, it is 1.0, which is less than 1.50. And in this case, it's 0.50, which is less than 1.50. This one is excellent. It has passed all the tests. And you can see based on the result that has played, it has actually ended as 0:0. This was the perfect choice for an under 3.5 goal. And you see a very perfect choice just like this one. You can still go for an under 2.5 goal as a very good pick. So this is how you can actually use this app with this application of the strategy that we have shared with you to come out with the best under 2.5 or 3.5 goals, especially to come out with the best picks to include them in your bet slip. Now, I also want to show you one thing. In this case, a match between Sarmiento Junior actually meet our range of having 1.17 as the odd, which was good. It's between 1.10 and 1.25. But what has happened that it has ended 4:1. There is a problem. I want to point it out so that you can see where this error is coming from. Because actually, from the odd range, we should have taken under 3.5. But now we instead have 5 goals, which is already more than 3.5. I'll click on the match directly and try to see if it passed that test. Now I'll scroll and check based on under 3.5 goal as in the first case here. It passed the next test, which is 82%. It is more than 65%. Let's go to the next and check the table if they have played at least 3 to 5 match. They have passed the next test, 5 match and 5 matches. Okay, let's go to the next and see. If we go to the next and let's try to check for over, you can see this is where the problem is coming from. From an over 2.5 goal, it is 20% and 60%. I said it should be between 20%, 0% to 35% as maximum. You can see this one is 20, which is good, but this one is 60, which is not good. It has already passed our range of limit. Now let's also go and try to check the average score and average conceit. The average score and average conceit actually meet our limit, but the problem was actually this percentage of over 2.5, where one of the team was 60. In other words, the away team or the home team already want to impress as well as the away team, and this is where more goals actually happen. This is why this didn't end well. So this is a strategy that you can actually use to come out with the best under 3.5 goal picks when it concerns soccer match predictions with Prima Tips. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates. And see you again in our next episode. Bye-bye. And now I know my heart is a gold.